People always say, why are introverts always lonely? Why are introverts always, quiet? Why are introverts always shy? Why are introverts always don't talk much, don't want to do much? It's all they all to themselves. They don't want to, go outside. They don't want to hang out. They don't want to, they feel isolated and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is just it's just a preference. That's just how who we are. We like to be quiet. We might not own business because we don't want other people interfering with us. We don't want other people to like feel like what when we try to like hang out with them and stuff like we don't want to feel like we are being like kicked out or we don't want to feel we're being kicked out of school, kicked out of college or anything like kicked out. Like we don't want to feel like they want to feel like we are fit in. But sometimes people feel like no, we don't deserve to fit in. We introverts we feel like we are just misunderstood. We are just misunderstood. People don't understand us. People don't understand how we feel. People don't even understand how how we are so damn quiet every time. We're so shy. We don't talk much. We just like stay into our own business, and that's the nature of us. People just understand that because that's how we are. We just that's what we feel. That's what makes us better. We like to be quiet. We like to we charge our brain. We charge our mind. That's like clear our thoughts, clear our mind, figuring out what's going on around us. And it's just people just don't understand that. And people try to like, oh, we don't fit in. It's not about fitting in. Sometimes it's good to not fit in. You don't have to fit in to like feel useful. Sometimes you don't have to like fit in just to make yourself look important. And I just understand how some people, like certain extroverts, will be like, hey, Joshua, man, come on, let's go to the club, let's go to the party, let's go relax and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the club because if I go to the club or or a party or like anything like that, I'm gonna lose my energy. And by the time I get to wherever I'm going, I'm gonna lose my energy, and I don't know nobody over there. And why am I gonna go over to a place that I don't know nobody, and it's just me and my friend? And why are you telling me that I have to go to party with you? You knowing exactly that what I don't have to. I don't. I'm not good. I don't like going to parties. So people just understand. They think that what just because they feel good in a good mood, they want to invite everybody. They want to invite their friends and stuff like that. But like, hey, let's go to this and that. And I'm just like, and I'm the person that like to be in a relaxed mode. It's like no, I'll just stay home, chill, relax, recharge my mind, focus on my goals, focus on what I want to do, want to achieve as well, and it's been going well. And being an introvert is not really that bad sometimes. Although sometimes it feels quiet sometimes because when you go outside and you just all by yourself, you know, like you go to the park to sit down, you relax, and you just sitting down, and then you see everybody just like, you look around, everybody has a family, everybody has their friends, have a girlfriend, boyfriend, have kids, have the dogs going, and you just stuck, and you look at yourself like, why is my life like this? Why am I, why did I choose this path to be like this? Why is stuff like this happening to me? I don't have kids, I don't have a family, I don't have dogs, I don't have nothing like that, and you just stuck. And there's nothing you can do about it because you just gotta. That's just how life is. Your time's gonna come where you're gonna have certain things like that. And you just sometimes gotta be patient. And I think that's really, really helped me being patient as well because if you're not being patient, it's no point of you, getting good things, So sometimes it's best to be patient in life just for good things to come up to you and you have to work out for it sometimes. And sometimes it takes luck. So being an introvert, I think that's a good thing about being an introvert. And so some people don't I understand some people don't understand because, everybody's different, People like to be more outgoing, social and stuff like that. And I'm more relaxed, calm, focus on myself. And it's not easy sometimes. It's not easy being an introvert sometimes because sometimes you feel like you wanna you wanna try and fit in sometimes just to like, make yourself look better. You wanna like, you wanna come up what's the word? Come out of the comfort zone, just like, wanna experience what it's like being, relaxed, mood, trying to fit in, trying to like, being around a group or something just to, have fun. And it's not easy as fun. So sometimes, you go to public, sometimes you have to deal with strangers, you don't know nobody, it's just you against the world. And that's just how I feel sometimes. That's just me sometimes because when I go outside sometimes, but when I go to work, I know everybody at work, and by the time I go on the bus or train, anything like that, I'm just sitting down. I'm like, people are just like on the train, bus, everything. Everybody just lets relax, calm, talking. And I'm looking around like, everybody has their own family and stuff like that. Everybody just relax. They had a long day and stuff like that. And I looked to myself like, am I falling back? Is there something bad that I'm doing? Is there something, am I falling back? Is there something that, I'm missing over here? You see everybody are hanging around, especially during the holidays. I think most important things that, the days that I feel like let down, are usually like the holidays and stuff like that. Holidays, birthdays, because it's more like a family experience and I don't have a family and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, hard for me to like, kind of like experience happiness out of it. It's just like, because when you go outside, everybody has their own family, enjoying themselves, and everybody's having a good time with their family, taking pictures and all stuff like that. And you just antisocial, you don't know what to do. You just quiet, you walk around, you walk past, you see nice pictures right here, you see nice, trees right here, and then you just like, it brings back memories like, yo, you are really, really, really that deep. You have no friends. Your friends are not gonna ask you for help because they know that you're so damn quiet. You don't like to talk. You're being shy. Nobody's gonna text you. Everybody's gonna be mind your own business. They're gonna realize they're gonna go their own way. And sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. It's just how I take it sometimes. And I think being an introvert sometimes is just like, it's all about reflecting. It's all about self-reflection about yourself. But at the end of the day, you come back home. You got self-reflect on yourself. You gotta reflect on the day that how your day was. You gotta take the good and the bad out of it. You just gotta like manage yourself and improve from it. And you just gotta take it one day at a time because you never know. Every day is different. So being an introvert, people understand. People don't understand how it feels being an introvert because you know they don't have the energy to be patient. They don't have the urge to self believe it, so they don't want to work on themselves and improve themselves. Of course, there are people out there that's there are introverts out there that they are more like an extrovert. They're kind of like both ways, which is good because they could balance it. But I think for me, it's like saying introverts as well. It's hard to like be social. You know, you meet someone new, someone new. You don't know whether to trust them or not. It takes time to build trust, and you don't know whether the person has the chance, has the time to be, to give you that picture, and all of a sudden, it's all falling down, and you have to, you have to reflect on what's going on, and then you think to yourself back, and you're like, am I the reason why this happened? Am I the reason why this relationship fell down? Am I the reason why this person don't like me? And it kind of brings your whole mood down, and you think to yourself like, hey, am I doing something wrong, or is this person doing something wrong? So that's some things that people don't understand. People don't think that being an introvert is all about just like it's fun. It's not really that. It's not really that fun sometimes. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you have to deal with it the hard way, depending on how depending on how sometimes I feel like how you were raised as well. The way I was raised in a more quiet environment, more the family where we just like work hard, and that's all that we try to do, and that's what and being patient as well. So those are the things that I feel like when it comes to introverts, that's one of the greatest things that we have to like take. That's one of the good advantages that we have, and think about the pro. The negative is like social life is just bad. You have to deal with social life. You gotta deal with relationships. That's also another thing that you got we try to improve on, because relationships are one of the hardest things to like build. And if other person is not doesn't have time to be patient, and the other person doesn't have time to build trust and stuff like that, there's no point of getting together then. And then that's another thing about when it comes to social life with introverts, it takes time to build. And the same people out there are not gonna give you that chance, even express yourself, because everything goes fast and you have to really adapt to it. And it takes time. Everything takes time. We are definitely antisocial. We don't really talk that much. We are just quite in our old ways. We'll be in a room and we don't care. We generally don't care. We introverts don't care. Like, we will not talk to you for like a whole week. We don't care. A whole week, a whole year, we do not care. I do not care. I certainly do not care. Like, if I feel like there are people out there that take me for granted, take me for disrespect and stuff like that, I really don't care. I'm just gonna not talk to you for like the whole year, or probably no more. And that's how we are. We are ruthless. That's a good thing about being an introvert. That's another good thing about being an introvert. Like, we are just ruthless. We just don't care. We'll just cut you off, give you that silent treatment, and we just don't care. We'll just move on. And if that's how that's how some people feel about it, and they could take it that way. And yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, make sure you guys um, if you guys if you guys are still watching to this minute, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's try and move up. Let's try just want YouTube to push my content a little bit more. Try to help me out. But yeah, appreciate you guys for doing that though. But yeah, definitely like it's fun being an introvert. Like, when I think about it sometimes, being an introvert is actually kind of fun because it gives me a time to like relax, like fall back, think about my choices that I'm making, think about my life, think about everything around me, think about the friends that I make, because you don't want to make no bad friends. All of a sudden, you're in trouble. So everything's around you, it's really good. But when it comes to like social life and stuff like that, it's really, really, I think as introverts, it's something that which we need to try and work on and try and improve on it. Of course, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna be successful sometimes, but it takes time to build. We have to be able to build the trust, and it's hard because people don't want to build trust, and it's good being an introvert. I gotta say, man, but sometimes I wonder like, is there really? It's really good. It's a reason why I'm an introvert. It's a reason why most people are introverts. It's a reason why we are all in our own ways, different ways, But I don't. I'm really relaxed. I'm a relaxed person. People. I don't understand how people see us bad. As people. Other people look at introverts like we are just super quiet. We don't like going outside that much. We don't like socializing. It's not like we don't like socializing. It's just that we just don't. You just don't understand what we feel like. Like if anyone we trying to socialize with people, they don't want to give us the time. They don't want to give us that attention that we need. We don't seek attention. We just like a little bit. Like we just want to have conversation one on one, just to feel like hey, let's have a conversation like grown people and trying to build on what we're trying to do. And some people just don't give us that energy. They don't give us that time to express ourselves. So if you don't give us that energy, if you don't give us that time to try and express ourselves, then we're gonna cut you off like that. It's a simple way of us, dealing with society. It's a simple way of us, dealing with social life like that. We don't if you don't want to talk to us, then that's cool. But yeah, that's how I gotta say about us being introverts. People that just don't understand us. People that just don't. They think that we are shy, we are quiet, we are stuff like that. No, we just mind our own business. We just stay in our mind. We just focus on our goals, and that's all we're doing. People don't like that, and that's fair on them. But if people want to try and be if people want to try and be on our side, they need to understand like we introverts are like this for a reason. We are just quiet for a reason. We try and focus on ourselves. We try and improve ourselves. We try and focus ourselves. When you try and think ahead, try and make ourselves better. Try and think two steps ahead in whatever choice that we make, and we try and benefit. We try and make sure that whatever choice and plan that we do, it has to be good for us. It has to be good for us as well, and also being an introvert, being single as well. So it has to be good for us. So we can't just hey, go to the club today, and then all of a sudden we don't have go to the club, go to the party today, and then all of a sudden we don't have a plan B of what we gotta do after that. We just kind of talk on one day, and the next day you're just gonna cut me off for no reason. It just doesn't work well. So we think about everything like that. So it's not that easy for us, sometimes being an introvert. But sometimes it's not about taking it one day at a time. And yeah, at some point I feel like some people are gonna, that's how some people are gonna understand introverts. It takes time to understand us. It takes time for to actually go in the mind for introvert, because it's not easy being an introvert sometimes. It's hard being an introvert sometimes. People just don't understand. So that's how I feel about it. And I know there's other introverts out there that feel almost the same thing. So yeah, let me guys tell me in the comments below if you guys agree with me, or what do you guys think about introverts trying to socialize and stuff like that. How is it going for you guys? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.